Imagine an army vastly outnumbered, surrounded by the most powerful empire in history. Yet they emerge victorious. How did one Carthaginian general, against all odds, humble mighty Rome? This is the story of Hannibal Barca, but it's not just a tale of battles and bloodshed. Today we'll uncover the masterful tactics that changed the course of history forever. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the strategies of history's greatest generals. In this episode, we're revealing the astonishing tactics that made Hannibal a nightmare for Rome. From ambushes that turned the tide of war, to the infamous double envelopment at the Battle of Cannae, and even crossing the freezing Alps with war elephants. Stick around until the end, because we'll explore how Hannibal's strategies still influence modern warfare, and discuss whether he could have ultimately toppled Rome if fate had been kinder. Let's set the stage. Our story begins in the 3rd century BC. Carthage and Rome, two superpowers of the ancient world, were locked in a bitter struggle for dominance. The Second Punic War erupted, and Carthage had a secret weapon, Hannibal Barca. Hannibal was not just a general, he was a master tactician and a psychological strategist who would go down in history as Rome's greatest nemesis. While Rome had wealth, numbers, and discipline on its side, Hannibal had something far more dangerous: ingenuity. But how did this one man turn the tide against an empire? If you're excited to uncover the genius behind Hannibal's victories, make sure to subscribe. We have more epic stories like this coming up. The Alps crossing. The first of Hannibal's legendary feats was his audacious crossing of the Alps. With over 30,000 troops and a herd of elephants, he embarked on a journey that no one thought possible. Harsh weather, treacherous terrain, and hostile tribes stood in his way, yet Hannibal pressed on. Why? Because he knew that Rome would never expect an attack from the north. By the time the Romans realized what was happening, Hannibal had already crossed the mountains, catching them completely off guard, but that was just the beginning. The Battle of Cannae. This battle remains one of the greatest tactical masterpieces in military history. Rome had assembled a massive army, nearly double Hannibal's size. The Romans believed they could crush him with sheer force. But Hannibal had a different plan. He used a double envelopment strategy, deliberately thinning his center to draw the Romans in, only to envelop them from the sides. The result? Over 50,000 Roman soldiers were killed in a single day. Rome was left in shock. But how did Hannibal pull off such a devastating victory? His secret weapon was psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. Hannibal didn't just fight battles on the field. He waged war in the minds of his enemies. He spread false information, planted spies, and used clever feints to keep the Romans on edge. Every step he took was designed to make his enemies second-guess themselves. But here's the real question. What was Hannibal's greatest secret weapon? Could it have been something more than just battlefield tactics? The tactics Hannibal used at Cannae are still studied in military academies around the world today. His strategies have influenced commanders from Napoleon to General Patton. The concept of outflanking an enemy and using the terrain to your advantage are timeless lessons in warfare. But what if Hannibal had more resources? Could he have actually defeated Rome? It's a question that historians debate to this day. Some argue that if Carthage had fully supported him with reinforcements and supplies, history might have taken a very different turn. We want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Hannibal could have ultimately toppled Rome if he had more support? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mind of one of history's greatest generals, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We've got even more epic historical battles, strategies, and stories coming up that you won't want to miss. Looking for more? Check out our video on Alexander the Great's untold strategies, or explore our curated playlist on ancient warfare to continue your journey through history's greatest battles. Hannibal's tactics shook the foundations of Rome and earned him a place among history's greatest military minds. His brilliance on the battlefield was matched only by his relentless determination. Yet, in the end, even the greatest of strategists can fall short against the relentless tide of history. But this isn't the end of the story. Because while Hannibal may have bested Rome on the battlefield, there was one Roman general who finally found a way to outwit him. Join us next time as we dive into the story of how Rome turned the tide against Hannibal. Don't miss it. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're the first to know when it drops.